last night while eating flaming hot Cheetos as a substitute for a pack of cigarettes. An elite committee of experts, analysts, and you ate a family-sized bag of Sour Patch Kids as well?
Wow, is that
Fought and toiled, it's actually healthy. Fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and it's a privilege. It's time for Divisional Round Tears.
Indeed it is.
He's trying his best, guys. Okay?
I'm doing great. 14 days.
That's great, man.
No black and milds, no cigarettes,
Whatever
no
it
vape,
takes, man.
no nothing.
Proud.
But today I
fast
started
food.
like salivate back of my they know. And I was like, I gotta get something. I found some flaming hot Cheetos. And I'm like, now I'm just gonna I'm gonna die a different way. But whatever. Not gonna be smoking.
Greg hasn't had butter in 5 years.
Time for the tears, fresh eliminations. We know who you are. Wow.
Yikes.
Eagles, again, defending a title's not for everybody. Jags, Packers, Chargers, Steelers, and Panthers. 8 teams left. And I would argue that of the 9 best teams in the NFL this season, 8 of them are represented in the final 8. The Jags are the only team that was, a clear-cut top 9 team that didn't make the final, the divisional round. Bottom of the tiers. Coaching masterclass, the San Francisco 49ers. I think this is as impressive of a coaching job as I've seen in a single season in my life covering the NFL. Wow. The keeping everyone together when less than a month into the year, you have suffered devastating injuries to your best players and your quarterback. To not have guys let go of the rope and just be like, you know what, this ain't our season. To lose week 18 for the number 1 overall seed and go from we're going to get a week off, we're going to be at home next to that power plant hanging out, and instead we got to go on the road to the defending Super Bowl champs in the cold and finding a way. I just think Shanahan and Saleh and John Lynch, everybody involved, the players as well obviously, but they all deserve a ton of credit. It's a pretty basic tier name, but it describes their style of play. Repeatedly punching you in the face.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Houston Texans. I really appreciate the fact that they don't have a fancy defensive scheme. They don't try to trick you. Mm-hmm. They don't like to disguise a bunch of coverages. They're like, hey, what if this is our philosophy? 4 defensive linemen that can get home. The best secondary in football as far as coverage goes, and oh yeah, by the way, the best tackling secondary as well, and some mean-ass linebackers. What if that's our plan? What if we don't care how many times CJ Stroud fumbles the ball because we're going to score on defense? A head coach who seems to get more enjoyment out of a 3-and-out caused by a sack than an offensive touchdown. They are just brutal. And I think the offense might, if the offense doesn't get better, they have a ceiling, but they are unbelievable to watch. Oz the Mentalist.
Oh, wow.
Here's what I mean. You see it happen again and again and again, and eventually you're like, I don't know, maybe it's real.
Great take.
Added bonus. What do Oz the Mentalist and the Chicago Bears have in common? Kevin Wildes can't stand either one of them, but is going to pretend, I don't have a problem with Oz the Mentalist or shows that platform him, and I don't have a problem with the Bears. As he writes, Kevin Wildes deep down and maybe publicly, just not on the air, can't stand the Bears, Ben Johnson and Caleb, or Oz the Mentalist. Next. One win valid.
Enough with the ATM code, okay?
The ATM code. He can't stand it. 1 win validates everything. You win this game, Denver, most notably Sean Payton, you're hosting the AFC Championship game. You were the 1 seed, went to the AFC title game, you beat Josh Allen, you beat the Bills. Even if you don't get to, much less win the Super Bowl, nobody's going to say, we knew you guys were frauds. Like, win 1 playoff game. That's what a bye means. That's what being the number 1 seed is. The flip side is, lose this week and those folks, of which I am one of them, who all year long did not believe in you, who believe your comeuppance is en route next season, who think Sean Payton, nobody, and this is a lot coming from me, nobody likes the sound of their own voice as much as Sean Payton likes his, gonna feel a little different if you lose your first playoff game. Got the jitters out of the way, Patriots. And that makes them very scary. I don't think Drake May is going to play a worse half these playoffs the rest of the way than he played in the first half, against the Chargers. I also, when you watch the NC-17 film known as the All-22 for Justin Herbert, what you realize is your guy's secondary had some jitters as well early in that game. A lot of guys running wide open. Now, Herbert didn't see him, and the Chargers offense couldn't capitalize on May's mistakes. If you guys, offensively and defensively, the rest of the playoffs are the team you were in that second half, you can win the Super Bowl. Wow. It only gets harder. Josh Allen and the Bills. That was a great win going to Jacksonville and beating that red-hot Jags team. Now you go to Mile High and have to take on a rested Denver Broncos team. And then after that, you got to either go to New England or to Houston, two teams that beat you this year. It only gets harder every step of the way, but that's how it's supposed to be if you're trying to have a legendary run as Josh Allen is to the Super Bowl. This one makes me sad a little because I like Caleb, happy because everybody knows I'm a Rams guy. MVP masterclass on deck.
Oh, wow.
I think we could have a 5-touchdown, 325-yard, 40-point Rams performance this weekend. I do not think that Bears defense is going to be able to even slightly slow down that Rams passing attack and what Sean McVay is going to dial up as far as to exploit some of the weak spots in that Bears secondary. And I don't think the Bears pass rush is going to be able to impact Stafford the way they need to. I think he's going to have a gaudy stat line, and it is going to take a superhuman performance from Caleb and the Bears offense to even keep it close. And atop the tiers, Greg Jennings, not midnight yet. Listen, I don't know if he's going to go pumpkin, but I do know that it ain't midnight yet, and as long as it's not, the Seahawks are the best team. As long as they can just get steady play from Sam Darnold, much less great play, steady play, they are the best overall team. They are rested. They are at home. They have the most advantageous matchup of any of these round 2 games. They're atop the tiers once again, Greg.
That's a great tiers.
Yeah, I love the tier, the titles. Look, I'm going to focus on the Rams, and I'm actually going to move them down because although I'm with you on the masterclass, and it can definitely very well be a masterclass for that offense and putting up 40 points, that defense is going to hope that they do that. Because I don't think we really have dialed in on what we've been seeing from this Rams defense. But they are, to your point, Wilds, gettable. First, from week 1 to week 12, and we have the numbers to support it, like they were lights out. Only giving up 16 points a game, 310 yards basically, yards per game. Opponents passed a touchdown intercept, 13 and 10. Like they were lights out. Passer rating under 80. And then the rest of the season unfolded. The last 7 games of the season, this is including Carolina, the wild card performance, giving up almost 30 points a game, 350 plus yards a game. And look at the opponent pass, touchdown, and interception. They're no longer creating turnovers, but they're giving up points. And then the passer rating has shot up. Like, this defense has allowed so many explosive plays, not only in the passing game, but also in the running game. If the Bears are able to have that Oz the mentalist show up and put on the magic show and be what they've been, they're going to put points on the board against this defense because for whatever reason, this is who they've been since week 12. And it hasn't been against juggernaut offenses and quarterbacks. But that has to not be the case. If you're the Rams and you're that offense and you're Matthew Stafford and you've been executing, Puka Nacua been playing lights out, Sean McVay been dialing up all kind of plays, you got to get better production out of your defense if you're going to make this run.
It's good.
Listen, I think that what gives me a little hope for the Rams in that regard is it's not a small sample of the season when the defense was out of this world.
Correct.
And it's not like,
they
lost Micah Parsons, and
I know.
so they're not the same. But it has been. We're going on now 2 months of bad play from that side of the ball. I also though wonder how much of a home field advantage the Bears are going to have this game. That crowd was so loud and so good, and that game was such, as Danny talked about, like a religious experience.
Letdown crowd?
I think the Bears fans felt like we have to win this game. We're playing the Packers. We won the division.
I love this game.
And I just don't know. It feels a little house money at this point in the season,
Sure.
more so than you normally would have for a 2 seed in round 2.
I like that take.
I think, Nick, you share my skepticism, which is why I'm surprised they're atop the tiers. I got to move the Seahawks down just because of the quarterback. I mean, that's it. The defense we know is great. The head coach is great. The receivers are great. The running game, the offensive coordinator, everything. I'm moving them down. Sam Darnold, in his last 9 games, now they're 8-1.
I know.
But in his last 9 games, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Yeah.
And obviously those all weren't against playoff teams, let alone, the final 8. So with his question marks, I'm going to move them down. And look, I'm going to put the Bills on top. We all know this is Super Bowl win or bust. They're the only team of the 8 left where it is absolutely, we got to win a Super Bowl. I don't even think it's we got to get to the Super Bowl, because they've gotten there so in the past and been so disappointed, not been able to win it. They have to win it. And I think that little extra, obviously all the teams want to win it. You got the best quarterback left, I think, both conferences. You got the best quarterback, the best player. You have a good squad. Your defense in some ways can be pretty good. Offensive line is great. And even without the receiver they just lost, they still got Brandon Cooks has actually played really well lately. And Khalil Shakir has,
on the field.
And maybe Keon Coleman will step up, and they got the tight end.
They literally have 3 wide receivers on the roster.
Well,
Brandon Cooks is moderately new. They benched Keon Coleman multiple times, and Khalil Shakir.
Well, Shakir has been playing, was really good last week, and Cooks has made some great catches.
I know, but just having going
well, they're going to bring more.
They're gonna bring
up
a guy.
Cole Hardman.
I don't know.
They start talking about signing OBJ.
Yeah, I mean, he's nothing to sneeze at.
We're talking about an offense that heavily relies on their tight ends as well.
Right, and the run game. They got a great running back, and the quarterback.
But in reality, this is
I don't think they're the best, but they're like,
you're
we
saying
gotta
it's
win
wide open. They have the most experience, and they have the best player.
Yes.
That's your. So I would, if we got a Seahawks-Bills Super Bowl, if we got Bills-Rams, I would be picking the Rams. But if we got Bills-Seahawks, even though I have the Seahawks there, I don't know that I would be able to I feel like I put my head down on the pillow the night before the game and be like, I'm really going to bet on Sam Darnold over Josh Allen. It's going to be hard. But I do think the Seahawks have been the best team. I understand what you're saying. I think they've been the best team.
You know what they call me? The mayor. They call me in Puxatawny Philip football, also the mayor of fair. It's because I give you straightforward analysis, not colored by my own fan allegiances. About Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills better win their game and then put on a bunch of Patriot stuff, because I don't think they have any chance at beating the Texans.
They definitely don't want to go play there.
I don't. If they go in, they already beat the Patriots at home. They're like.
I don't think they have any chance of beating the Texans.
I don't. That game was such a one-sided destruction where Josh Allen had more weapons, was healthier. They didn't, like you said,
And
they didn't.
wasn't that Davis Mills?
That was Davis Mills.
Quarterbacking for the Texans.
So
When they played in the regular season.
The last 2 times they've played them.
we're Davis Mills.
No.
We're
The last
routes.
one was Davis Mills, but you're talking about, I think, last year.
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this. The last time we saw
just
them
saying
play
the last
in
times
Houston,
they played.
where Josh Allen was being crushed by this Texans.
He was.
I've got the Texans moving. If you put them Bills number 1, I'll put the Texans wherever you got the Bills. The Texans are ahead of the Bills. They are a Super Bowl champion defense. We could pull 1,000 stats. Josh is like, oh, here's what. Remember the 2015 Broncos? They're better than the 2015 no-fly zone Broncos. Both games, and as a nice little bonus, both of these Super Bowls in Santa Clara. Also, and this is a little bit of a spin on one of Danny's stats, 12-0, if you've won 12 games or more, when you score 20 or more, you win the Super Bowl. So to me, it's a little bit on CJ, just has to play adequate, but I'm very nervous as a Patriots fan on going up against this defense. We've got some good Josh McDaniels stats coming up later this week, but this defense is just I close my eyes and I can see that it passes the confetti test. I've seen it. I saw the Eagles defense get to Mahomes without blitzing and ruin the game. And Mahomes was the best player in the world. It's like, doesn't really matter if we can get to you.
So I understand that, but and I've said this before, but I'll say it again real quick. The problem with that style of play, where the offense gives you so little and the defense is, just so dominant, is a game like Texans-Bills can happen, where the Bills offense is just rattled. Josh plays poorly. The Texans defense plays damn near perfect.
Sure.
And with 45 seconds left, the Buffalo Bills have the ball 18 yards from the end zone, down 4 points.
But that was Davis. That was CJ.
Again, this year, there's not been a big difference in the Texans offense with Davis Mills or with CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
They
were up 7-6 on the Steelers going into the fourth quarter.
And so, right, that's I think the Steelers game is a good example. Now, that game is 10-6, 7-6 going into the fourth, 10-6 Steelers ball, and then the Texans get 2 defensive scores, gets away. It's very difficult to create separation from a team if you're an A+ defense and C- offense. And if you're saying we get Texans Bills, which by the way would mean they beat the Pats, which I don't think you did, but I understand what you're saying.
I'm very nervous.
If it's a 1-score game in the fourth quarter and Josh Allen can be in the same situation as in the regular season, I'd be like, I gotta take my chances.
And let's not forget, Nico Collins is in concussion protocol.
Right.
Like, I expect him to play.
Oh, you do?
I do not.
Really?
I
don't
do
either.
expect him to play.
We've rarely seen a guy.
We have, but I expect him to play. But if he doesn't, Christian Kirk was great.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's enough.
I agree, and I just want to say something real quick about that because you mentioned it. To my eye, watching Monday Night Football, it looked to me like Nico Collins got a concussion on the 3rd play of the game. And he hit his head, they checked him out, and then somehow he went back in. And then late in the game, he had a pretty regular fall, and he had to be carted off, and he didn't know where he was. We've got to do a better job of, if it looks like I understand it's the playoff game, and I get that, but the reaction he had to what I perceived to be the second head injury, looked so catastrophic. It really made me feel like that on the first drive of the game, he suffered a concussion and he kept playing, and that was brutal.
The flip side of it, Christian Gonzalez was the other side. Yeah. He says he's okay, and they wouldn't let him back in the game. So I think he's going to be clear, but I don't know if Nico's going to be.
Yeah, we'll see. That second one, though, he hit his head pretty hard. Yeah. So that was a clear cut, but I'm with you.
It felt like he had gotten hurt early.
The first one was a little skeptical, too.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.